Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about color changes in our first video for the 7 Essential Card Sleights. We're going to be teaching you the Ernase change, but we're going to go over a bunch of others. So, quick preface, the Ernase change is definitely the most famous card change. If you don't think I do a great job at teaching it, it's going to be everywhere, okay? So just pick up a book, Google the Ernase change, you'll find it. Okay. If you think that there's something I missed, something I should go over, go ahead, leave it in a comment or send us a message and I'd be glad to clear it up for you or just talk to you about it. There's three kinds of color changes, okay? Switch color change, which usually is presented as a double lift, where these cards just trade places, okay? Have the double, so where it starts out as a double and becomes a single. This is like the Cardini change like you just saw. The snap change is a good example. There's lots of them. There is a back color change, or a turn, where the cards are back to back and they turn over in some fashion. There is a switch color change, which is where the cards start like that and then they just trade places, okay? This is a duck change, a shape shifter, a wave change, there's lots of them. Then there's a layer color change, where the card starts like this and you put another card on top of it. This last one usually comes in with palms, but there's more variations to use with it, okay? You have a cover change, which is where the card starts out as a single and becomes a double. Let's get into the Ernase change. It looks like this. You're going to start out like that, do a double lift, pull this one out, pull that one under, and it'll change. A great variation, pull this one down, put it into classic palm, square up the deck, and then come back. Okay, slow forward. In depth, you're going to be pushing up with the fingers on the two, right here, and your index finger is going to come down and push the deck down, okay? You see that? So it's going to come up, and you're going to push the deck down, which is going to be a lot easier for now your bottom of your hand to grab this card and put it in the classic palm, okay? You're going to slide up and drop that card, okay? So like I said, same thing, push the cards down with the index. You're going to be in classic palm. If you want to go a bit farther, you're going to square it up, and instead of dropping, keep it in classic palm, show it off one more time, and then drop it, okay? Great little variation. And then of course you're going to do another double lift to end, okay? Any double lift will work, of course, and we're going to talk about those when we get to card switches. But once again, you'll be pushing up with this top part of your hand and pulling down with more of this pad here, okay? And the index finger is very important. You're going to try out a little variations. There's one variation I like where if you pull down more than one card, okay, you pull up and you'll pull down two cards to do the change. Now you have a cover card and you can hand this off as a single, okay? Though it's a little bit harder because you need to do a triple lift to recover. And then you have this card here. We'll get into that when we talk about card controls, how to ditch certain cards you don't like. So once again, you're going to come in, push up, pull down with the index, come in, and there you go. It's a lot easier than I'm making it seem. I'm sure a lot of you already know this one. What you're doing is you're sliding this card off the top, then you're pulling this card back, then you're sliding this card back, and then you're sliding this card forward, okay? So if I were to pause it, it looks like that, and then I'm going to pull that up and slide it in there. Okay, so you'll notice that when I pull this card back and it snaps up, it snaps right into classic palm, okay? And that's how you do the variation. You palm it off, do some manipulation, and then come back, okay? So, the mechanics in essence, you're going to be pushing this card forward with this part of your hand, just like that, okay? And then pulling this card, ooh, that's a bad contrast. And then pulling it down with this part of your hand, okay? So, up with this, down with this. And even if you don't do the variation, you're still going to be palming this card. Then you're going to square the deck up with this part of your hand right here. Square it up. And then come over, okay? So, a lot of people will do this thing wrong, and the thing they miss is the index right here, okay? We're going to get into the double lift later, but that is how you do it, in essence. You start with a double lift, okay, in case you're wondering. You're going to push this card forward, and then you're going to push this whole thing down. Dang, why do I keep getting those jacks? Then you're going to pull this whole thing down, okay? So instead of trying to get it like that, which you can, but it's going to be easier if you'll pull it up and then push down with your index. Then you're going to have all this room. Let me show you what that looks like. Whoa. All that room. And then you only have to push this card out maybe a centimeter. The problem here is now you have to square up a lot, which is okay if you're doing the original version. Okay. So if you're going to cover, it with the original version, then it's not a big deal because you're moving around. Okay. But again, if you're doing the variation where you palm off the card, okay, that's a problem because now you palm off the card and you have this mess here. So you have to square it up in advance before you do the actual change. All right, does that make sense? So here, once again, I'm gonna pulling it up with this part of your hand, push down with the index, pull it up into palm, square the whole thing up, maybe show it one more time, and then drop that card, and there you go. Then you'll do, of course, another double lift to end, and at that point, you can continue, okay? But let's learn a quick trick with it anyways, okay? They're gonna pick a card. You're gonna control it to the top any way you like. I'm using the pass, but we're gonna get into that a little bit later. You're gonna say, you could have had this card signed, but check it out, the jack can change into your card, and it will. Then you're gonna put the jack down. You're gonna say, check it out, the 4 can change into your card, and it can. Now at this point they're getting a little bit suspicious, okay, because they've just seen their card twice. And so once you say, check it out, the 6 can change into your card as well. Now you need to do a recovery move, okay? I like the double lift just to show, check it out, your card's not on top, it's not on bottom. In fact, it's over here 3 times, but those cards don't stay changed for long, and they'll change back to that original, okay? What I like to do, grab this card here, and then you can hand them the deck, they'll go through it, you put it back, and their card appears on top. Jay Sankey teaches this trick. Go check it out on his YouTube channel. He ends with a card to pocket, which is a nice variation. So if you like that, go check that out. So that's the Ernase change in essence. That's a quick overview. Again, if there's something I missed, send us a message. I would love to go over it with you. But that's it. So, thanks for watching, and welcome to the circus.